Hello, everyone, and welcome once again. And we're going to be watching the Prehistoric Kingdom live stream. Here we go! Of course, I'm not doing this live, but I tried doing that, but then that was like my first time trying to figure out the live stream. So, yeah. Says I have to wait 24 hours. So, for now, let's just watch. This actually might be an hour, so probably not going to edit any of this, honestly. Especially for music, so I might just upload it. Here we go.
All right. Are we live?
Hello.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey everyone. Thanks for
Hey.
joining us today. Yeah. This is we're meeting again with Blue Meridian team that working on Prehistoric Kingdom, and me and Karen will ask them questions that you guys ask. And with us today we have Maui, creative director. Victor joined us for the first time. He is a PR manager, and Nathan, of course, you guys seen him last time.
Hey.
He's a hard surface lead, and Cindy, she's a creature artist and CFO. So thanks, guys, for joining us today and finding time to chat. And hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to answer provide some good answers on the questions that your fans might have. So yeah, welcome.
Yay, welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Should
All
we?
right. We're done. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, at the end. Bye.
Great talk. Good talk. Good
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
For the most
Cool.
part,
So
we'll be taking
go ahead,
questions,
Karen.
but we should probably start with the understanding what is alpha. What is alpha and how is this, you know,
Yeah, I
relating?
mean, we can say it's been crazy, right? For sure. You guys have been stressing things out all over the places, and hopefully we're doing. I mean, not hopefully, we are doing our best to keep you guys updated on both sides. On Critiva and Blue Meridian team is doing their best as well. We're the game is being tested, bug fixes. You can see the huge under eye bags on Maui's face. He's working working on the game, patching it up, which is it's going to be available tomorrow. But again, thanks everyone for your great interest. So yeah, and if you guys can maybe one of you tell us what people can expect from the game, who's going to get it tomorrow? So the
Yes,
pre-alpha or alpha backers. Yeah.
We have these.
we have a slide for that.
Oh,
Multiple.
Do.
all right.
Ooh.
So I realize
There
that
we
you guys
go.
can't see the slides as quickly as I can. So just let me know when to hit the button.
We
Yes.
can see slides. Yeah.
Can see him now yet.
So this is alpha. It's exactly what we said we were gonna do in alpha. So most of you should already know from the last devlog. We're gonna have 6 animals. We're gonna have a lot of customization, a lot of placeable items with the modular system, the pathing system, the fence system, all of that. Basic management through a very simple economy and power system, landscaping, and guests. So if you've read the devlog, that's pretty much what's coming. This build is very much focused on customization.
Yeah, one caveat with the buildable system, we're very much focused on getting all of our core tools laid out so you guys can actually experiment and play with the building system and unleash your creativity. In the current state, we're very much focused on like the core game objects and the things you really need to make buildings work at all. There's not loads of decorative objects and fancy like tapestries and that sort of thing to put on your walls yet. We really want to do those, but right now it's core systems. No large amounts of decorations yet, but they're coming.
Yes.
Yep.
It sort of works as it's not fully sandbox, but it works as a sandbox for the most part.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
we've very much focused most of our energy really into the building systems of the game, making your park your own, really.
Jumping in on that, the AI for the animals and the guests will be at a basic state as well because we're focusing
Mhm.
on the creation engine aspect of it right now.
Yeah,
So we do expect to later obviously improve the AI. Right now, they're in a basic state.
Yeah, you can still build quite a lot of neat things like really cool shelters and like viewing facilities for guests, and you can make some nice stuff with what we have. But as Vic said, it is pretty bare bones. Like what
Yep.
we have, we'll give more artsy things later on for you to mess with.
Yeah, we wanted to stress it out as well, and so we're intentionally not really promoting game at this state. So we're like, you guys can see that like we're not even like contacting press or doing any press releases or anything. So this is really an opportunity for eager fans to join and help developers shape up the game towards the full, not the full release, but early access release on Steam. So yeah, it's very important for us that you guys understand it's not going to be full experience of what you can expect from like early access on Steam, but like developers are still packing some tools for you guys to have a great time. And so yeah, you make sure that you test that, you share your feedback, and so that will help to shape the game.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a very
so
good taster of things to come, and we do have some neat features in there that we're sure you would like for example, modular pathfinding for guests that you can see on the slide. You will see about that. It's quite cool. We were very excited when we got that working.
We had one question come up in chat, which is people asking whether we'll be showing gameplay on this stream. As far as I'm aware, we're not playing any. We'll not be showing any gameplay during this
No
stream.
spoilers,
So
even
you'll
though
have to
we're
wait for
next to
tomorrow.
flooded.
Only
Aw,
one more day.
man.
correct. You don't have much to wait. But yeah, the point is, it's an alpha, and so there's a missing feature, of course. I believe most of you are already expecting that. But we are really proud of what we've put so far into the build, and we're gonna keep supporting it for a bit, which we're gonna talk about later. But we can't wait for all of you to play it and get your hands on it and report all the bugs.
Yeah, the bugs are going to be the most important part.
And how do you
Correct.
want
Boy.
people to report bugs?
Oh, we actually have a button in the pause menu that links you to our Git issues page where you can make an account and actually report a bug, issue a ticket.
Nice.
And so you just describe the issue you've run into in as much detail as you can. If you have relevant screenshots or video footage or something, you can just directly upload those to Git. And then we will take a look at it. We filter them out. We combine any duplicate issues that we have, and then they go into our log and we deal with them as they come up. So everything that goes into the GitHub will get looked at.
We should probably talk about the release, like the release time window.
Yeah, a lot of people asking about that. Will be
Yes.
great if we address that. Who wants to take a responsibility and answer that?
Okay, so the alpha is coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, what?
Hey,
Tomorrow?
wow, who did
Tomorrow,
that?
No
whose
way.
time? All right.
No,
Ah.
okay, so we're planning to
Changing
release
plans on the fly.
last minute change.
What-
No, so we're planning to release the build at 1 p.m. PST.
Tomorrow, which is
In our afternoon?
California time. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because they're
So it will be early afternoon for the Americas, evening for Europe, and it's gonna be already the 20th, early 20th for Asia and Australia,
Very
like
cool.
awesome.
we've said in the Discord prior.
Yay.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess it's a good summary. So you guys, please understand that you're gonna play with the limited content. So we just worry a little bit. Like from our side, I know like developers are a little bit more confident because they work with you guys like directly, but like we work with a lot of different players, and we know sometimes people don't read and don't listen and just go and buy things. It's like, and that's why we're trying to be very loud and clear of what you guys are getting. So we're not really into overhyping things. It's like we're opposite. Is like, hey, calm down. This is what you're gonna get. This is what you will try. So make sure that you guys understand so that there's no regrets, nothing. So we're not really selling cat in the bag. So we're very, very open with that. So you make sure that you spend your time before you spend your money. That's a good thing to do with everything.
Correct.
So yeah, and yeah, if you guys have any questions about overall what's gonna be in the build right now, it's gonna be a good time to ask. Or and yeah.
We
I do
just
wanna
got a
address one thing.
question from It's Mango, which I quickly want to address. Will there be preloading for the game? If you redeem your alpha key for the game on Steam right now, you have a sort of pre-build thing. That is not a preload. you will have to download the entire alpha build the moment that the game actually releases tomorrow. So there is no preloading.
Hmm.
It's also too small to preload. I don't think Steam allows preloading over a certain or
Correct.
under a certain threshold. Also, I wanted to address one thing, which is I saw somebody say that the alpha is pretty expensive, which it absolutely is, and there's a good reason for that. It used to be a Kickstarter tier, and the Kickstarter pricing was tailored after Kickstarter, but now it's too like this big.
Yeah.
Very complicated.
And we're back.
No, he's really sweet.
Should we move on to the
Yeah,
next
he's a
slide?
cool guy.
He's
Like
wonderful to work
He,
with.
he is a treasure.
Yeah, we can move to the next slide.
I can see questions in the chat,
Right
and I
now.
think some of them are going to be answered.
Yes.
Hmm.
So the
So
alpha
this next
roadmap.
slide is about how we're supporting alpha.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Who
Tarbosaurus.
wants to talk about that? I don't think I'm the best person to do that.
Well, these are the things that we want to add to alpha. So we want to improve the animal AI and behavior, because currently we didn't have enough time to fully flesh out all of their behaviors like eating and drinking, but that will be coming. So don't worry about that. We'll also be improving their sounds and general pathfinding and ironing that stuff out. There'll be more art, so more pieces for you to mess with, like modular stairs, which should help make your custom buildings look better. There'll be a new building and viewing platform, which will snap onto fences that guests will navigate around and look at your dinosaurs from, and just general adjustments to what we currently have. And then we'll be adding building state icons. Mao, if you want to talk about the MISC section.
Yeah, basically building state icons means just being able to tell when a building doesn't have power, when it can be connected to a path, stuff like that. So quality of life features that will help the experience a little bit. And it can mean like miscellaneous talks about miscellaneous audio implementation and general bug fixes and stability. So we're basically looking at improving your experience through small content patches, but mostly bug fixes and stability fixes throughout the next 2 or so weeks. Really, is how long we're planning to support it.
I guess related question, people asking for how long will the alpha be available for?
The alpha will be available forever.
Yeah.
We're not taking the alpha down after 2 weeks or something. It's going to be there until your key switches to the beta tier when that comes out. From that point on, you will have the beta, which you will be able to play until the moment we release on early access, at which point your key will become a full early access key. And then you'll be able to play early access with all its updates until we're fully released, and it will become a full game key.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, you're pretty much getting access to the game, and nothing gonna disrupt that. You guys will continuously enjoy the game with any updates, any future updates, unless it's some kind of paid DLC from very very far away from here. But everything else is included. And I think it's very important to tell people that we're stopping accepting pre-alpha. I keep calling it pre-alpha, alpha orders from Creativo Store, right? I don't think we said that. And so if you guys wanted to join, it sounds a little bit promotional, but it's really not. Like it's opposite. It's like if you want to join,
Yeah.
you have a little bit time
really
to
want-
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have your
This
last
again comes down
opportunity
to
only.
that same
Yeah.
consideration that we mentioned about the alpha being more expensive is the same thing as what we have here. We want people to support us for the alpha and the beta tiers because they want to support us, not necessarily because they want to get the game as early as humanly possible. We expect a lot more eyes on the game. We don't necessarily want thousands and thousands of people playing the alpha builds because it's not going to be the final experience. So this is the last chance you have to get access to the alpha or beta stage or pre-order the game. If you don't buy it now, you will have to wait until the early access release.
There you go.
I've seen a few people in chat asking if like the alpha is gonna be updated even more, but what you see on screen is basically our roadmap for alpha. Eventually, we'll stop receiving support, so we can move on to beta and so on. But
Yes.
what we have on screen is what we want to add.
Yeah, like Nathan is saying, at some point we gotta cut off how much we work on alpha because there's more to work with. There's gonna be beta and such. So
Yeah, the planned Steam release is pretty much going to be the biggest release for the game. And yeah, the great thing is about like there's a lot of people are interested in the game. We have over 100,000 over 100,000 people in the wish list. I was like 100,000 million thousands in a wish list, which is a lot, and we're expecting that is going to go up, and that's why it's like we also don't want to interfere that much with Steam release, and that's why it's like the some of the pre-orders are going to be closed, and you guys will need to wait until the Steam release. So definitely, if you guys didn't add the game to your wish list on Steam yet, make sure that you go on Steam page, click the wish list, and follow, because it gives us some metrica that we can utilize in the future to get some promotions from Steam as well, because they love those numbers to climb. And you guys are doing a great job. Thank you very much for your support.
We have one question, which is whether we're able to talk about a possible release date for the early access. We can't really say anything more about that than we've said about it in the past, which is Q2 2021. The exact date we can't pinpoint because it depends on how the beta goes. If the beta is a flawless process and everyone just goes, yeah, everything works and we're happy with the content of the game, there's no pressing issues, then you can expect the early access release to follow quite quickly after the beta, because the beta really is a beta test period. If we run into loads of issues and problems during the beta period, you can expect a larger gap between the beta stage and the early access release, because we will just need that time to fix the issues we run into in the beta. We can't say anything more concrete than that at this point.
Yeah, I think it's important to gather feedback and see overall. That's why, I mean, it's very similar to what we've been doing with Universum releases as well. Is like we released the initial game and we've been collecting the feedback and patching it towards the full release on Steam. I call it full release even though it's early access, but like we're just treating it as like a little bit more complete event, you know. And it's important to gather feedback from whoever is going to start playing tomorrow, and make sure that everything is properly addressed. All the bugs are ironed out, because like again, you guys all know Steam communities. They can bombard you with negative feedback without like reading stuff, and so especially for brand new dev team like Blue Meridian, it's probably going to be extremely important to release the project with good positive reviews. So, and that's why we will do our best to make sure that everybody understand what we're doing, what they're getting, and we believe in 100% transparency. So yeah, if there's anything that you guys think that not addressed, so please let us know, and we'll do our best to answer questions and showcase stuff. Yeah.
Someone asked, is he a Q2 or Q3? As Vic said, that really depends on the beta. It's safe to assume Q3, but it really depends how quickly, like how well the beta goes, how quickly early access will follow, and how release.
Yeah, speaking of, we have a third slide exactly for this very purpose.
Yeah.
Probably use it.
There we go.
Yeah, so that goes into slightly more detail.
Nigel
This
Marvin.
is what we're planning to do after alpha, like again, beta to early access, and there you can see a rundown of the most the more basic plans that we have for each release, respectively.
Yeah.
Nigel Marvin. Yeah, so the point is to keep adding more animals, more customization items, of course, but also more management, flesh out all the gameplay loops and close the gameplay loops, so to speak, so that the experience becomes more polished.
And that there's, actual progression, and that's, actual progression and that sort of thing. Because right now, the game, a lot of the systems are there in a very basic form, but the feedback loops don't add up. Things don't link into each other nicely. So that makes for a nice sandbox, but it doesn't make for a really enjoyable gaming experience, because you want to.
I'm sorry to turn him down, guys.
Through, actually achieving something. So that's something that will really start shining through more in the beta and final release than it does now.
That also once again ties into why alpha is so expensive, because it's not exactly for everyone. It's just to support us.
Yeah, because what the game is right now is it allows you a lot of a lot of freedom. You can do a lot. You can build a very nice spark, but like Vic said, there's no progression loop. There's no feedback loop. So it's just that, which we know a lot of you are gonna enjoy, but there's still more work to be done. for it to become a fully fledged game.
But yeah, I'm sorry to turn it down, guys.
Yeah, it
I
just
don't-
will feel like,
I
again,
hate
it's like
talking over them.
it's alpha, so it's not.
But if you guys don't know,
That's
according
what
to
I'm
me,
kind of
that's
saying.
July,
Like it's not
August,
kind
and
of like
September.
your end consumer ready, whereas like people
Just
just
telling you
used
that
to
now,
like
if you
hand
don't
holding
know.
experience with tutorials, quests,
Alright,
and
that's-
like campaign story and things like that. So that part is not going to be there, where you guys are just like hand holding. It's like, hey, now you need to build this electricity building. Now you need to do that. No, the developer's just going to give you guys a bunch of tools, and you guys play with that and provide your feedback and
Yeah.
see what you think can be
That
improved.
said, we know you're gonna go crazy with it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see is like what you guys are gonna come up with.
Mhm.
So
Same.
Yeah, very excited to see what people build.
It's very nice.
yeah,
to
in
finally
your
be able to
devlogs,
make
it's always great to see in your devlogs the community.
Oh
and
yeah, and
stuff
I'm also
that-
sorry if
that
it
people
lags.
create. And yeah,
Alright, let's
they're
get
just
back to
like
them.
with limited content back then, people been making some pretty snazzy stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
excited.
just
to
being able to get the game out there and have people play it is a huge milestone for us, because the last time
Yeah.
we had that was 2017, I think. The demo.
Yeah.
2017
It
or
was
20.
Yeah.
And that was a less than stunning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, game evolved pretty dramatically, and we always, even at Criteria, like we're always talk about you guys, how great you are with all the development, the asset development, how animals look so really cool, animations are really great. So yeah, definitely great job, and it shows. Like it seems like a lot of fans appreciate that as well. And yeah, big deal.
2 questions that came up that I would like to address.
Mhm.
The first is whether there will be DLCs. We're looking into DLCs and expansion packs far down the line.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're very much focused on just getting the game actually done and playable and into the hands of everybody that already supported us to get the game made. So we have ideas, we have wishes, things we want to do with the game. But for now, we are really trying to just get the game playable and
Yeah.
get you
Permian
guys
pack.
Battle
going
Royale
in the first
DLC.
place.
Permian
Yeah.
pack
Literally
for the
talk about
future.
DLCs concretely. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I
first
think
we gotta do the game.
Yeah,
DLCs
game first.
usually come after full
Permian
games
pack
when
for
you
the
get- well,
future.
in some cases, people abuse that and yeah, start selling DLCs even in the early access. But like, yeah, I think later down the line. So it's really
The-
usually it depends on community. If people really love the game and support it, is like developers are continuously gonna produce content for you guys to enjoy.
We have a lot of people asking whether we have plans for a campaign or story mode of voice actors or anything of the sort. What can we say about that at this time?
Nigel Marvin.
That's
Take
it. That's
this
it. That's
real
it.
fun.
Move on. Move on. Yeah.
Nigel Marvin will assist you in the game. There's not much more we can say about that. We would like to, we like the idea of a campaign of some sorts with a story, but it's not in our plans at all at the moment. The most
Somebody
we have
was
right now
asking
is
if we can
Nigel
breed
Marvin.
him. Yeah.
Again,
breed
comes
Nigel
back
Marvin.
to wanting the
Couple
game to just be a
clones.
polished
Just a
experience.
herd of Nigel Marvins.
Yeah.
We want to get the game actually playable in its sort of sandbox state and the challenge mode sort of thing that we're all used to and know from other Tycoon games. Once that exists, it'll be relatively easy for us to build story modes or campaigns on top if we see that there's demand for that and we can come up with a good way to make it happen. But it's not on the cards right this second.
All right. No.
There
no
was something
pre-chat?
else I had seen, but I now lost that question, so I don't remember.
I saw 2 questions relating to gameplay in the alpha. One of them was how in depth the economy will be. It's going to be no more than, it's very bare bones right now because it's early. The guests will enter your park. You will gain a sum from that. They will enter buildings. You will earn money from that, and then you'll be placing your fences and your objects, and that will be using money. That's essentially it at the moment. It will become more in depth later. That's just all we have right now. And the other
Yeah.
question was if you can have multiple saves in the alpha, and yes, you can. You can have multiple saves.
Right now, money just goes up.
Yeah.
You don't really.
That sounds
Just,
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all you gotta do is just walk away, make yourself a sandwich, come back, and you've made like $5 million. It's great.
yeah.
I've been
The
doing it
guests just
all.
want to
Really
see
like
back.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking if there are going to be any mod support. I know that you guys reviewed that at least at some point.
Yeah, so we've talked about this before, and we've talked about it a bunch on Twitter. Our current stance on mod support is that we love what modding communities do for games, and we see a tremendous amount of value in having proper mod support for a game like this in increasing community engagement and longevity of the game. But again, we are really focusing on actually getting the core game playable at this stage. So we are not taking steps like other people in the space are doing that will actively prevent you from cracking the game open and inserting mods. We will try and work with the modding community where possible to pick the low-hanging fruit and make it easier for you guys to crack the game open and insert your own stuff. We've already seen this on the demo we had many years ago with the Kickstarter. There was 0 accountants for modding support from our side back then, and within weeks people had the game cracked open and all sorts of interesting mods in there. So we're hoping that that will happen again. We're not producing modding tools, we're not giving you a nice SDK to work with, but we're really excited about helping modders achieve the most they can wherever we can. Again, we're not going to spend loads of dev time on it, at least at this stage in development, because we just want to get the core game actually functional. But we're really supportive of the modding community, and we will help wherever we can.
Yeah.
Good
The
question. A good question
you
I
want-
just saw.
I have a good question too, but you go
Oh.
ahead with your good question. Yeah.
How large is the playable area in the alpha build? Will it be larger by beta or early access or unchanged?
You can't even imagine, guys.
It's huge.
I don't
It's
think
already giant.
I don't imagine it will get any bigger.
No.
Let's just say I built a massive entrance last night. In like 4 hours. I didn't even know where the time went. But I zoomed out. It was minuscule. So
We've had people. We've had
T-Rexes
some
look
of
like
the early
ants.
testers go like, "Oh, I'm building this sauropod exhibit," and they build this massive thing, and then they zoom out, and they're like,
Huh?
"My massive
Sad
exhibit
violins.
are like are like
Basically.
10% of the space I have." So we don't think we will run into major issues for most of the community where you're like, "Oh, damn it! I wish I had more space to build more exhibits."
Yeah.
We think it'll be
Basically.
okay.
Exact amount right now, the exact numbers, but yeah, it's more space than you can fill.
Well, if it's
Prehistoric
that
Kingdom
big,
is a
we
small
can.
country.
Yeah, if it's that big, we can cut it and sell it as DLC. There you go.
Yeah,
Already
yes,
getting
that was
ideas.
earlier. There you go.
Right? Hey, pay $2.99 to unlock this extra piece of island on the side.
Yeah.
But yeah. So good question from Jared on how much terrain sculpting will be available between alpha and beta versions. Was kind of related.
Terrain sculpting is all there
I think
already.
that's
Our
gonna be
sculpting
you're gonna
suite
get all of it.
the sculpting suite is really, really nice. We've got a lot of really cool tools on it. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. It's also very, very satisfying. Coming from someone who has played Planet Zoo and found some frustration in some of those tools, obviously Planet Zoo is a great game, but the tools that we have are really, really nice. That's all I'll say on that.
Obviously there's like some polish that will be done to them as time goes by, but for the most part they are relatively complete for now. But there's you can expect your basic like raising, lowering. We've all mentioned all this before, like roughening and erosion in the devlogs. We mentioned this. But you know they're basically feature complete. There's no like overhangs and stuff with the terrain, but you can more than make up for that with modular pieces, so it's fine.
And yeah, they're asking about the bridges. You guys, I think that will be supported as well, right? That
Yeah,
bridge.
I've actually shared screenshots with a with a bridge that DinoBub, one of our testers, made, and guests were actually able to traverse it. We have guests being able to traverse modular items, so we don't have elevated paths right now, even though we will support it in the future. But we can get around that by making a bridge through modular items, and the guests are going to be able to navigate it just fine.
Yeah.
One question I've seen a couple of times now is people asking where we're based. We are everywhere.
We're not real, it's all AI.
We are
digital people.
We are everywhere the light
Europe,
touches.
US, not Mars currently. We're looking at the possibility. But yeah, we're an entirely remote team scattered over the entire world. We just kind of came together by accident because we all wanted to make the same game. And
I'm also really excited for something that also isn't in pre-alpha. Sorry, in alpha right now, and that's being able to share your prefabs, because I love the modular building and everything to do with it, and I'm really excited to see people sharing that stuff together. It's gonna be great. I'm
How
super
would
excited for
that
the future.
work? Is like that's interesting. Is like the people just like saving it and sending it to their friends?
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially you'll be able to build like a structure and then upload it to your friends, and
So
they'll
it's
be able
like
to put it in their park.
semi modding already, right? It's like almost. It's like
Sort of.
Kinda.
yeah,
Right now, you
almost
can already
entry
share
level.
saves.
Yeah.
Right now, you can already share saves, but what we mean is more in depth. You can just like make a modular structure and then just save that and share just that with your friends, and then your friends are going to be able to place that modular structure in their parks, just like any other building.
Yep.
Mhm. And there's no economy, I believe, right? In the game, it's like everything is free right now, or is it gonna have any cost?
There's a very basic economy system right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
Everything
there's
has
money.
like
costs.
we vaguely mentioned earlier, there is an economy system, but the counter basically only goes up. So visitors enter your park and you start rolling in the money, and then you place a building and it barely makes
So they have like a
So-
huge tool with throwing
So
money.
the system is there, but there's no balance or real beef to it.
Sounds
Yeah.
perfect.
It's more symbolic. Like, hey, we're doing this. We're not forgetting about this side of the game. We're just gonna work on it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we just need to stress that it's an alpha. It's not the complete game. Like
Yes.
I guess that's for full game is like what could we face as in game challenge, like dino breakouts or power failures. I know that you guys plan to have some of the events like that, right?
Yes.
Done.
We're
No
planning
more.
to have. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
No, we are planning to have events that can actually make your money go down as opposed to up. It's a matter of
Yeah.
balancing all of that.
Yeah, we don't have very much concrete to say about it because it's just a matter of playing and seeing what actually ends up being nice to play with and what's just annoying, painful to
Yeah.
deal with.
And that's
Yeah,
Um,
disasters can be a little bit annoying. It's like we know it by our own game universe. And it's
Yeah.
like it's exciting to it's easy and exciting to add this stuff, but like when players are always get slapped in their face because it's not their own fault or something, so that's where the frustration comes, and they'll be like, "Oh man, let me just play." You know, it's like stop with your tornadoes.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the
we love Dark
balance.
Souls, so.
I mean, I'd be okay. I'd be okay with that. I love Dark Souls. Let's make pre-K into Dark Souls. Come on.
Yes.
I was waiting
the
for the Battle
dinosaurs.
Royale DLC.
Here we go.
Dark Souls Battle Royale, and you play as a dinosaur.
You
Think
equip
Oh
the
God,
guns
we'd make
for
so
it
much
on
money.
dinos. Yeah.
Right. So how do I quit?
We have one really interesting question that I want to answer, or at least talk about a little bit. I'm not sure if we can really answer properly. How are the hitboxes for the animals? Will structures need to be much larger than the animal for them to be able to navigate build pieces of terrain? We've
For Battle
talked about this a lot, and I'm not 100% sure what the consensus has ended up being, but I think for the most part, the consensus has ended up being we would rather permit a little bit of jank, like a sauropod neck clipping through a building a little bit, so that it can walk through an archway and be in a sanely sized building that you've created for it to sleep in, than have you need to accommodate for a sauropod plus 50% of its height in order to have the sauropod consider that an enterable building. So the colliders are not necessarily going to be perfect. There is probably going to be some jank in that system. Because we would rather have a bit of jank in that system than have you build an entire thing and it looks like everything should fit and the dinosaurs just refuse to go in there because they think
Yeah.
it's.
We could make that our tagline: Prehistoric Kingdom. We would rather have a bit of jank.
I like it.
Done.
All right.
Their quote for the year.
A question that was asked earlier was what inspired you to make the game?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I know it's not about alpha, but I think it's good.
There was nothing like it, man, and we wanted to play it.
Jurassic
Yeah,
Park
Yeah.
that's what
we all
inspired me
went-
to join. Was
we want to play Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, but new.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything. So then we went, obviously the logical next step is to learn how to make games and make it ourselves.
And Zoo Tycoon 2. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The reason why I joined the team was this is a game I really, really, really want to play. And I really needed something to scratch that Zoo Tycoon itch that I had, and
Oh, yeah.
obviously JPOG itch, but it had been a long time since I'd played that. But yeah, I mean, this is a game we all want to play, and we're all excited by it.
No lie there.
Matter of fact, we're already playing it.
Ah.
You guys know it. But yeah,
Just threw a shoe in front of our face.
Related to the like disasters and I guess not really, but weather effects. Are you gonna have weather effects in the game?
Yes.
We will
Not
eventually.
in alpha, but later.
Is that like
Rain,
a early
thunderstorm.
access or maybe beta?
Maybe early access.
Yes.
and people were asking about the ability to stream and showcase their alpha. What we say
That's
to
the one I wanted to address. That's the
Yeah.
second one I had that I
Yeah.
couldn't find anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, you will be allowed to share your thoughts, your content, anything you do with the alpha, basically. If you just want to talk about the game and show your awesome buildings, you can just stream, you can put it on YouTube, you can write your reviews. You're allowed to do pretty much anything you want with the build.
Hey.
No negative
But-
reviews.
Look
Only
up to your
positive.
house and go, hey, don't do that, you know?
But it but it won't be available for everyone. So if you are a content creator, please keep that in mind that it is no longer available.
Yes, by the time anything goes up, you won't be able to buy the game.
Yeah, you need to stress
You
that
won't
out.
be able to
probably,
get
too.
the alpha, the beta. So if you do produce content, please emphasize that people cannot buy the game at this stage.
Yeah.
They will have to wait for the early access release because we don't
I
have
will.
people thinking, "Oh, I can go get this game." Actually, they can't.
I will address.
This is
that.
just a
Don't,
taste.
don't break their hearts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will address that though.
They'll be like, oh yes. And yeah, it's important if you guys are cooperate with us as well and stress out that this is again early build alpha. There are going to be more, so this is just a little taste.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
helping
Yeah.
see
Yep.
how it develops from like a kind of inside perspective and also give feedback along the way, which is super helpful for
Yeah,
the team.
it's really doesn't matter what we do and how much we stress that out. There's still going to be people who's going to be expecting like full game. You know, it's like doesn't matter. It's like the people just like getting tears on the hype. So yeah, again, it's like if you guys can help us spread the word about the state of the game, just like again, if your friend is excited about it, not reading, just so make sure you explain it was like, hey, maybe you should wait, man. There's like gonna be this much content, you know. So this is very important.
Somebody asked whether they'll be able to commit tax fraud in the game,
Oh.
considering that there is financial management. I have my doubts about the viability of that feature, so I'm gonna go with a no for now, but who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Also
Cool.
to keep I'm pasting the Discord as well. So if you are wanting to kind of see what's going
We're back.
Follow our channel for more stuff. So we hopefully gonna showcase things that gonna be produced later on after alpha, before beta, and before early access. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I
Yep.
want to rapid fire a couple of questions, like some of the
Mhm.
short ones.
of
Just
course.
yes, no. So will there be skin variants? Yes, we've talked about that system extensively in the devlogs. If you want to know more about that, go read them. What happens when people get eaten? Will there be lawsuits that cut into your funds?
Yeah.
At some point, yes, something along those lines. Not entirely sure about the details yet, but there'll be definitely repercussions to having your entire park get eaten by a T-Rex.
If there is nobody left to complain, I mean, who's gonna file a lawsuit?
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are there going to be gift shops in the future? And that the people in the game carry it around? Yes, there is going to be gift shops. Whether people are going to be able to carry it around, I'm not entirely sure about personally.
Depends on how strong they are, really.
Carrying gift shops?
You have to carry all your stuff at once. That's how it works.
No, they
What
car-
is your
carrying
overall
gift shop
goal?
as well.
What is your overall goal for Prehistoric Kingdom? I think I can speak for all of us.
Really?
When it's really just make the most awesome zoo builder that we possibly can with dinosaurs. There isn't really an overarching thought to being an industry-changing game or anything like that. We just want to make a really cool zoo game.
I think let me address this really is because I was thinking about this is like that you guys have a potential on making a greatest zoo game mainly because it's going to be in early access and it's going to be continuous development and community can actually shape it up. Like, so this is like very different from corporate structure where people dedicate certain budget and have a fixed amount of features that this game is going to get. This is the profit that we're going to get. So this is much more different. This is like very personal level and like it really depends on fans where you guys going to take it, right? Like, so how much stuff developers are going to add. So I'm really excited to see is like where you guys going to take it like through time. So one of the questions, and I will come back after Victor's or we can address it after Victor is done. It was his question is like how often you guys plan to update the game. But like again, I'm happy to get back to that. So, but yeah, I'm super excited to see what's going to happen.
Harlequin's ego said, "I hope I can get some people to help with making mod tools." We absolutely hope so too.
Because we're not gonna do it. We got our hands full.
Yeah. Carnotaurus 5 says, "Will there be more dinosaurs in the beta?" Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Heck
really
yeah.
all I have to say there. Just yes. In addition to viewing platforms and the like, are there plans for rides like monorail, safari tours, etc.? Yes, I think. But
We would like to do them.
complicated.
Yeah, we would like to do them.
So
Segway.
yes, we want to, but don't like buy the game because you expect it to be.
Yeah.
Continuing to scroll, I don't think
I've seen this one question mentioned a bunch of times. If there are custom plants and rocks I can plant in zoo or only the foliage brush. Actually, both. But I actually wanted to make this distinction because I've seen some people be sort of confused about it. So we have plants and rocks that you can place with the modular system, and those that work as all the other modular items. You can pick, select, scale, move wherever you want. There's also a quick foliage brush that lets you paint brush very quickly, but that is split from the modular system. You can't pick up those trees like you can with the modular trees. You can't interact with those. You can delete them, but they don't work like the modular trees that people would otherwise expect to. So just wanted to clear that up because I've seen that confusion being made a bunch of times.
Cool stuff.
And someone asked about waterfalls.
Oh,
We will see. We will
Yes.
see.
We'll
That's
see.
it.
You'll see.
Surprise.
we'll just say we like waterfalls.
We like waterfalls.
They're pretty good.
It's like modding, we love it.
Seth will kill me.
That's a good question, but
Are we going to be able to get Vic a dino hat at some point? If you send me a dino hat, I will happily wear it on the next stream.
There you go.
I'm very
Wow.
salty because Twitch just suddenly decided to scroll my chat down to the bottom, so I lost all of the stuff I was looking at. So I just lost a lot of messages.
Most of them are repeating.
Yeah. When
right.
giving feedback for the alpha, what features should people focus on? Something like add more dinosaurs obviously wouldn't be helpful at this stage. Correct. The most useful thing you can do for us is report actual game-breaking issues. If something just does not work, like you try to place a building and it just won't place despite the preview saying you can place it there, that's the sort of thing you should definitely report. If you run into really counterintuitive game mechanics, so you click a button and you expect it to do one thing and it does something completely different, that is also the sort of thing we would like to hear about, because having a set of fresh eyes on the project highlights all sorts of UX issues where people just go, this doesn't make any sort of sense, when to us, because we've been looking at it for months and months and months,
We've developed tunnel
we
vision.
don't know about it. Yeah. So there is that.
Well, are natural barriers like stones and rocks a thing?
Yes. You can keep an animal contained just by digging a ditch and putting it in that.
Or
I'm not
putting
entirely sure how that works with the guest interaction, but it's possible.
It's
not
the
very
same. So
nice.
the AI is very basic at the moment. They don't, nor animals or guests really do a lot. But the cool thing about it is that they interact with the modular system and they can be stopped by the modular system. They collide with it, They can jump on it, so that
Yep.
gives you a lot of possibilities.
So
Can you
whilst we
hold them
don't,
by putting rock on the tail? So that they're trying to get out.
whilst we don't have elevated paths in the alpha, we do have, like as we've said, guests navigating on modular pieces, so you can still make bridges and elevated paths in theory with the modular system. So
Yep.
that's pretty cool.
There's more. Do we have a forum? Not anymore. We used to have one. I don't think it exists anymore. I'm pretty sure it went down when we revamped the website last time. Either way, it was pretty much dead. If you want to talk to fellow fans and talk to us about the game, go join our Discord. That's where we are now. That is what killed the forum. Are viewing platforms, Safari tours, etc., required for guests to see animals, or can they simply look through or over the fencing? Gonna let someone else answer that.
They can look through the fences, although it won't be as effective as using some sort of a viewing attraction. But yes, they can. Obviously not in alpha.
If guests purchase food, toys, new clothes, etc., will they be seen interacting with these items? As we said, complicated. We'd like to do it, but we're not sure. Then, okay, yeah. Will there be only one map or multiple?
Go ahead.
For early access?
Would like to do multiple in early access, but it's not super high priority, so we'll see.
Yeah. Alex, what did you want to ask?
Well, there's a person asking if the dinosaurs will be able to eat from trees instead of feeding plates.
No, that's something we thought a lot about, but doing something like that would dramatically unbalance the game when it comes to finance management and that sort of thing, because suddenly you can't count on dinosaurs costing a certain amount in upkeep because they eat food. Instead, they will just eat your plants. So it kind of creates a black hole when it comes to the finance systems. So no, dinosaurs will not eat from the environments. They do drink water from the pond.
It's definitely not something that we're doing right now, but we are open to the idea.
Oh, all right.
Will sandbox be a feature of the alpha? Are people able to disable the money, power management, that sort of thing, or is that mandatory on?
It's mandatory, but it doesn't really affect you because you can't lose money again, so it's not really going to be an issue.
How about the power system?
That is required, but again, it's there's no down feature for it. Like you can't lose power, you can't fail power. So
yeah, and Candy's asking if the map is going to be flat. So the map is not flat; it's a terrain island, right? Where you guys have like
it's mostly flat.
It is mostly
flat. Mostly. We've designed the map so that there's still something to it. It has a bit of character, but for the most part, we just want you to be able to go, I'm going to build an exhibit here, and be able to do that without too much fuss.
That said, we are open to the idea of having maps that are a bit harder to build on, that have more unique terrain features.
Volcanoes.
Will I be able to make cave nest for my Tyrannosaurs? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just build a cave and put bedding there, and they will sleep there. Or don't put bedding there. In theory, they'll still sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
What plans for community engagement do you test featured creators, etc.?
I think you went out.
Lost you for a sec, but you're back.
What plans for community engagement do you have planned for full release once it comes out? Contest, featured creators. Honestly, it's not something we're very fussed about right this second because we have a lot on our plate to be working on, and we'll worry about that when we're a bit closer to release. Scientific, will those that did pre-alpha be able to share screenshots eventually? People that have built stuff in pre-alpha, I'm pretty sure we will allow to share whatever they've made once the alpha is publicly released. But we will talk about that to the pre-alpha testers in private.
Someone said, will we be adding reproduction and aging? At some point, we would like to have babies in the game, but not in early access.
Baby dinos.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Hopefully that answers most questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say most, probably with the people having like a lot of questions, but like
now that I've gone into rapid fire mode, everyone's just like, ask all the questions.
My thing is,
Victor
most
is the guy, the answer machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Alright,
great.
and-
eventually we'd like to do it. Right now,
Yeah.
no.
For all
I
of these
think
questions, anything that we don't get to, anything we don't answer, join the
Discord.
Discord, talk to us there. Other people that know the game really well and have been following us for years will be able to talk to you and discuss the details. If there's something really specific that people can't help with, feel free to tag me and just ask the question and go, hey, I asked this on stream and I didn't get an answer. Could you elaborate on this? I'm happy to do that. I'll be keeping an eye on Discord after the stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Discord again is discord.gg/pkgang. So and you guys join and start chatting with developers. I mean, we're gonna start wrapping things up, and yeah, hopefully we provided a little bit extra insight on what you guys can expect. I think most important thing to address is the alpha is available for certain tiers for alpha backers tomorrow at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. PST, right? We've
Yes.
been
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
debating that a little bit.
Pacific
So 1
Standard
p.m.
Time.
PST tomorrow. It's a California time.
Yeah.
So the sales stop as well. So you guys still have, if you're thinking about it, we're not encouraging you or we're not promoting it, but like if you want to get into the alpha, you can still until we close it. So and by the Steam release sometime this summer, you will not be have again the same opportunity. So I think this is very important to stress things out. So YouTubers, streamers, please get back, get to us if you need some review copy. So just make sure that you guys stress out to your fans that the game is still in early access or alpha, whatever, not full content, and that the people can.
Are our plans for swimming?
We want to do it at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
So-
gonna go swim right after stream.
Die the moment
guys-
they touch
You
the
guys
I
took
wanna-
their
That's a
bikinis
common
and
question.
swim
Yeah.
first. I'm gonna swim
I'm ready-
after it.
I'm ready to
No.
swimming.
Guys, I'm dying right now. I've seen this so many times. I'm
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. We're gonna swim today. Anything else, Victor?
I understand.
Anything else, Victor?
I understand tax fraud, but are we able to commit arson?
No, that's
Okay,
too
well,
far.
can't wait to-
On that
Yeah.
note,
On that note,
Pretty
goodbye.
excited to see what you all make.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
Awesome, guys.
Looking forward to
Well,
screenshots.
all right. Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for taking time and yeah, joining us today and addressing some questions. Karen, thank you, and Mao, Victor, and all of you guys, thank you very much. Was very useful. So yeah,
Bye,
yeah, it was
Everybody.
a joy talking to the community.
Maybe
Talk to you again next time.
All right.
Bye.
Go join the Discord.
Bye.
All right. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did until the lagging stopped bits. But other than that, other than that, see you later.